Will facial fillers leave my skin stretched as the filler fades?
This question comes up often enough, so I spend a lot of time in consultation helping my patients understand the specifics of how I place facial fillers. I explain why the skin should not be overstretched and as a consequence become more loose when filler is placed accurately and in harmony with your natural facial structure. I'll discuss how I use fillers in my practice and how I make a point of showing my patients the anatomy that is relevant to understanding the way I perform filler placement. I'm Dr. Amiya Prasad. I'm a board-certified cosmetic surgeon and fellowship-trained oculofacial, plastic, and reconstructive surgeon. I've been in practice in Manhattan and Long Island for over 20 years. I perform filler treatments for upper and lower eyelid hollowing, lip enhancement, facial lines, and for acne scars every day in my practice. I also use my experience as a facelift and facial implant surgeon to place long-lasting hyaluronic acid filler at the bone level. I use this technique of structural volumizing to create definition of the cheeks, jawline, chin. By applying this approach, my patients look more balanced as opposed to bloated and pillowy. I believe that a concern about looking deflated after filler is metabolized originates from people seeing too many overfilled faces. The effects on the skin in an overfilled face can be compared to what happens to people whose bellies become stretched from weight gain. So it stands to reason that after significant weight loss, there is a lot of loose skin. The same type of effect could result from the skin being stretched from overfilling the face. This does not happen when I perform filler placement. It comes down to understanding anatomy and balance. A few years ago, some very well-known celebrities were being referred to as pillow face in the media. This was because the doctors they went to placed excessive volumes of filler in their cheeks to make them look younger. Instead, the filler spread under the skin and made their faces appear more rounded. Patients will sometimes ask me, how can these famous people who can afford the best look so bad? I won't presume to speak for the celebrities or their doctors, but I can describe what I do that's different. Let's talk about cheek volume enhancement. I find that there are two basic scenarios we see in our practice. One is a younger person with a relative genetic deficiency, and the other is a person who has lost facial volume from aging. What is the basis for this volume deficiency? It's bone structure. Your facial appearance is most directly affected by your bone structure. Bone structure is like the frame that supports your house. So I approach filler placement from the bone structure using techniques to deliver long-lasting hyaluronic acid fillers with blunt cannulas at the bone level. This provides remarkable support and definition of the overlying skin. This approach is not what is most commonly practiced. Fillers are placed overzealously just below the skin to compensate for the anticipated spread of the fillers beyond the location of the intended placement. This makes people look bloated. I look at the face for balance using the golden ratio as a guide. The golden ratio is seen throughout nature and is very well illustrated by the facial structure of people like models and actors. Structural volumizing allows for strategic placement without the need to stretch the skin. When it comes to placing the volume in areas such as the lips where bone structure is not directly involved, I focus on subtle correction to create definition so there is a balance with the rest of the face. Essentially, the facial features should look natural, like you never had anything done. Should the situation occur that you can't continue with filler placement after the fillers are metabolized, your appearance will be the same as if you hadn't done anything, not worse because you had filler placed. It comes down to understanding what features you'd like to enhance and understanding the method being employed and what results you should expect. I hope you found this information helpful. Thank you for your question.